Hey, what's up everybody? My name's Royce, and you're probably watching this video right now because you either just updated to iOS 13 or you're thinking about updating to iOS 13. But either way, we're going to be talking about, yep, that's right, iOS 13. My top 10 changes that have come in this new update and what you guys can kind of just dive in and play around with right away. So before I get into all this craziness, it's probably important for you guys to know which iPhone models are actually getting this new update. And those models are the iPhone 6s and up, also including the iPhone SE. So if you have an iPhone 6s and up or an iPhone SE, you will get iOS 13. So the first new feature I'm going to talk about is probably the one that everyone's just going to dive into and just toggle on automatically. So I figured let's just get into it right now. And that's the new dark mode. And you can do that simply by going into your settings. Obviously, once you've updated to iOS 13, everybody, if you're on iOS 12 or under and you're like, where's the toggle? Where's the dark mode? I don't want to hear it. All right, update your phone and then come back and watch this video. I'm tired of it. But anyway, so you're gonna wanna scroll down to display and brightness, and right at the top, light and dark. So now you can just toggle on that dark mode. And most of y'all, you know, you're gonna toggle it on and you're just gonna keep it like me. Like that was actually weird switching back to light mode just to show you guys. That it was bizarre. My eyes just hurt looking at it. And this is system wide. So this affects if you go into Safari, you see we got dark mode here, to your messages, photos, news app, app store. Everything's just gonna be dark. Everything's gonna be dark. Next, it's another feature that people are gonna be real quick to probably toggle on right from the get-go. It's the ability to silence unknown callers. And you can do that by going to settings, scrolling down to phone, and then right in the middle, you'll see silence unknown callers. And by toggling that on, anyone who calls you with an unknown number will automatically be silenced, sent to your voicemail right away. You could still check it in your missed calls and all that stuff. But yeah, as far as your phone actually ringing when these numbers call you, you can forget about it. So now let's jump into the Photos app. So if you open that up, you can now see that the Photos tab has been changed around a little bit from what you're used to. There's now the years, months, days, all photos, all that's displayed here at the bottom. So all photos, that's pretty much normal, standard. But if I switch over to days, as you'll see here, they've turned into kind of like in a singular album. So each day is tucked away in an album, as you can see here. And a new addition is that videos and live photos will now play instantly in the app, so you can get a preview of what you're looking at. Obviously, this goes across to months and even years, so it's a little bit easier to kind of just scroll back into the past and just, oh, look at me. And Apple's also claiming there's a new machine learning involved in the Photos app. So in that Photos tab, it's supposed to kind of reduce clutter, reduce similar photos, screenshots, receipts. It's supposed to see all that stuff and kind of move them out the way so you can just focus on photos of you, your family, friends, and all that stuff, and those precious memories without having to deal with all that. There's also some new features with portrait mode. So if you hit edit on a portrait photo that you've taken in iOS 13, if you select one of the lighting features, you can now adjust the intensity of that light. You can also add a new monochromatic effect for your creativity pleasures. They've also added some additional editing tools that you can use when editing your photos. Some of these things were already here, but they've given you a little bit more control when adjusting like warmth, tint, sharpness, definition, noise reduction, vignetting, like all this stuff is now here. But the best part about this is now all of these tools you can use and apply to videos. And that was always the big thing. If you ever wanted to really edit a video, you had to use like the iMovie extension and whatever extensions you had, and it just was a mess. But now you can take a video, hit edit, and we go here and you have all these same tools right here in the camera app. And this is super useful because sometimes you don't want to have to open up another app to do stuff and then you got to save it back to the Photos app, all that stuff. Now you can do it all right here in just shadows, highlights, exposures, contrast, brightness, blah, 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 blah. Noise reduction, that's a biggie right there. Noise reduction right in the app. That's crazy. So all these tools are here. And what I can already see being the most useful is being able to, say, crop a landscape video and turning that into vertical to post on Instagram or Snapchat. The next feature is something Apple's calling QuickPath. And that's just a fancy way of saying you can now swipe to type without the use of a third-party keyboard on an iPhone, because let's face it, third-party keyboards on iPhones it just didn't work out. So now they've just integrated it into the standard keyboard, so people who want to swipe and just type like. Now moving on, there have been some changes to the Messages app. However, most of this stuff has to do with Memojis and customizing them. There's new hairstyles, makeup, headwear, and to go even further, now when you create a Memoji, the phone automatically creates stickers based on your Memoji. And you can toggle it just how you would if you're trying to look for an emoji. So if you click that, your emoji's here, and then if you swipe all the way to the right, on the far left side of the keyboard, that's where your Memoji stickers will be. And so you can see here, they kind of taken the more popular emojis and pretty much just slapped on the Memoji that you created. Now, if you click on these three dots, you can actually see more options here, and you can scroll through, and there we go. And I'm pretty sure they'll add more as time goes on. I'm not really digging the black shirt on this. That'd be cool if you could customize the clothing now, since we're getting into that. But I'm pretty sure that's iOS 14, probably. This also works with Animojis. So if you have a favorite Animoji that you like, you can now use that character and use their stickers to put in messages. But it's not just limited to messages. You can send this in any other app that has access to the keyboard. And on top of that, the Messages app now allows you to control what name and photo that people see in your contacts list when you send them messages. So if you click on the three dots at the top right here, you see there's an option that says Edit Name and Photo. And you see here, I used my Memoji as my photo, my regular name, don't @ me. So this will hopefully get rid of the situation where you have a whole bunch of contacts that don't have photos and you can't really remember who the person is because you just see their initials. And granted, this only works for other iPhones. So if you're hitting up people who have Android phones, that's obviously still gonna be a problem. But at least from, you know, iOS to iOS device, this can kind of help. And it doesn't have to be your Memoji either. You can hit edit and you can choose any other. I don't know why they chose my graduation photo. That's weird. But these are just suggestions. You can hit all photos to change that, or you can choose an Animoji. And on top of that, say I wanted to use my Memoji, you can actually pose and make the face that you want. So you see here, and be like, no, I'm not gonna stick my tongue out. That's weird. Hit choose, and you can choose your background. Go with the blue. There we go. Now hit done, and that will be, so use this photo everywhere. Your Apple ID and My Card and contacts will be updated with this photo. So this also links to your Apple ID and your contacts. So now once everybody's up to iOS 13 and you already don't have a photo, contact, or whatever for me, this will be sent to you guys so you at least can get an idea and remember who I am slightly. Maybe, I don't know. The share sheet has also gotten some improvements. So when you're looking to share a photo, file, whatever, now some suggestions will come up on the phone. Will try and predict who you want to send that to, and it will show options for both messages. It'll even show suggested apps on how you want to send that as well. Next, the AirPods got some love in this update. So this one's actually kind of hard to show, but now when you receive a message while you have the AirPods on, say you're walking, you know, you're on the bus or you're working out, whatever, and you get a text message, Siri will automatically read that message to you in your AirPods, so you don't have to stop what you're doing, look at your phone. Siri will message you, and then a prompt will follow afterwards if you want to respond. So you can do that completely hands-free without the need of looking at your phone or checking anything. It'll just all be sent to your AirPods. This will also work with the new Powerbeats Pro. And in addition to that, you can now pair up to 2 sets of AirPods or 2 sets of Beats Pros, or 1 pair of AirPods and 1 pair of Beats Pros. And then you can combine them and be friends. And I already did a video on this, so if you want to see how all this works, just, you know, click on the wherever it is. You know where it is. You click on it, and then you watch it, and then give me views. Next up, it's the Maps app. Now I know, most of y'all don't even like to open up this app, but if you do, there are a couple changes. One thing that I think a lot of travelers will like is the addition of collections. So you can already pinpoint your favorite locations, save them, what have you. So you can now order them in different collections so you can see them as far as relevancy for your travel, so you can quickly navigate, pinpoint to where you want to go. They've also added a new feature called Look Around, which is pretty much Apple's version of Google Street View. And next, HomePod owners will be happy to know that Siri can now learn and recognize different voices of different family members in your household. So now it's not just tied to one person. You can have different personalized experiences based on who's communicating with the HomePods. CarPlay also got a new tweak with a new dashboard layout. They also integrated the Calendars app, so now you can quickly see what your schedule is looking like. And the Music app has also been given a little change up as well. And that's it for my top 10 changes in iOS 13, and I think that's more than enough to get you guys going, getting you guys ready and prepared for this new update. Now there are other features that have been added in iOS 13 that I didn't cover, but those are a little bit more like techie sad thing, techie weird stuff that I'll do in another video detailing that, but I didn't want to just fill that up in this one. Now, if you like this video and you found it helpful, please like and subscribe and share it with anybody else who updated iOS 13 and has no idea what they're doing. And if you guys have any questions or are curious about anything else that I might not have covered in this video, please drop that in the comments below. And also let me know what you guys think of iOS 13, if you like it or not. I've had the beta. It's been a little bit buggy, but now that it's out in public and it's released, hopefully it's a lot more stable. But yeah, I'm curious to know what you guys think about iOS 13, and let me know what your favorite features are. But until next time, again, my name's Royce. Thank you so much for watching, and happy updating.
Perfect.